Hi there everybody, Ollie here, aka Secret Nimbus here, another episode of the Dark Trilogy. So at the end of my last episode, I had been working on this little setup here. Haven't had time to do the rest of the, what's the word I'm looking for, the other two processes yet, as I've not really had time since I recorded the last episode, as I've been a little bit busy lately. So also, if this episode seems a little bit rushed, that's because I usually record this particular episode so I'm recording on a Tuesday afternoon at the moment. Usually I do my recordings in the morning before I go to uni, but at the moment, today, because it's like a group meeting day, I don't have time to do that, so I have to come back and record in the afternoon. I was late home from work because I was doing experiments, and my wife's due back soon, so this is going to be a kind of a rushed episode, but hopefully it'll go alright. And what I want to do today is start on a little bit of Thaumcraft, if I can. So what I'm hoping to do first is so to get started with Thaumcraft, I need to make the Thaumonomicon somehow. So let me just double check if, I don't think there's any way, Thaumonomicon? Nomicon? That's not how you spell it. Where the hell is it? Let's just go back one more. I'm looking for the Thaumonomicon, if it's around here somewhere. It's basically the book that tells me exactly what I need to do with Thaumcraft, and I can't, there it is, Thaumonomicon. So yeah, there's no way to craft it. So from what I remember, the way to make it is, if we make some books, I need to make a bookshelf. So first of all, I need to make oh god, I'm out of leather. That's not good. What about this? No, I need to make some blank patterns first, so shove them in there. Then we need to make two more books. 1, 2, there we go. Now I can make a bookshelf, there we go. So that's part one. And then what I also need to do is make myself a wand. So I need to have the very basic iron cap wand. So we need to make some iron caps first, that's aluminium. I want iron. There we go. So I need to just make some nuggets, I think. There we go. And then I need to make 1, 2 iron caps. They go in there. So then I also need to make some sticks. So if we grab some wood. Oops-a-daisy. There we go. And then that, in theory, should make an iron cap wand. There we go. So that is the first part of Thaumcraft. So you make a bookshelf, you make a wand. There we go, and we get the Thaumonomicon. Fantastic. So at least that's exactly the same, which is a nice thing. And this is basically the guide that tells you exactly how to get started with Thaumcraft. So there's lots of things that we can be getting on with. So we've got things like how we do research, which I'm assuming is exactly the same. So we're going to need to do some things. So I'm going to need to make a few items. So let me have a quick look. So research. So before you can build most thaumaturgical items and blocks, you first need to discover how to do so. There are several steps in this process. So we need the thermometer, which we shall make now, which is 2 shards, some glass, and 2 gold ingots. So let's make ourselves a thermometer, wherever you are. There it is, we've got a thermometer, which is fairly straightforward. So here we go, so we've got a thermometer. So this is basically going to show, this is what we can start to scan things with. So for example, I can't scan this, so nothing can be learned from this, but can we scan the chest? There we go. So we found an aspect, which is vacuous, because obviously chests have space in them, so you get the vacuous aspect from that. What about the furnace here? So we get the ignis one from furnace, which is quite cool. What about the bed here? Can we get anything from that? Okay, so apparently I can't yet scan that because it's got the wrong aspect. I can, however, scan a torch, which gives us lux, which is quite cool. So we've got started with that. So let's go have another look at research. So we've made ourselves a thermometer to start scanning things, which is quite nice. We also need a workbench. So I need to make a scribing tools first. Okay. So let me have a quick look. So you are not able to examine all objects since you have not discovered their component aspects, which is fair enough, which is why we can't scan the bed. So, for example, an object containing lux aspect can only be examined if you've previously discovered the lux aspect or know 2 aspects that combine to create it, which is fair enough. So then we need to, research is covered in this fact, so we need to basically make the workbench. So first of all, what we're going to need is some scribing tools. So let's have a look at that. So scribing tools are a glass vial, some black dye, and a feather. Can we make that? Nope, because we need to make the glass vial first. Okay, which is fairly straightforward. And we make some scribing tools. There we go. And then we also need 2 tables from what I remember. So let me try and find the right tables, which are the Thaumcraft ones here, which are fairly straightforward, which is just some slabs and some wood. So let's just make sure we're actually on the ME system. So, okay, so apparently we have no slabs in here at the moment. We grab some wood. There we go. Just make sure a couple's in there, and then we should, in theory, be able to make 2 tables, which is what we need to make our research bench. We do that like that, and then we literally just right click on that and we make ourselves a research table, which is fairly cool. Where's my Thaumanomicon gone? Thaumanomicon. Okay, so is there anything else I need to remember from research? So we can combine aspects in here. So if we have a quick look, what have we got? So we've obviously got some basic aspects here. So we've got all of the basic ones. So we've got air, Peditio, aqua, terra, ignis, vacuous, lux, and ordo, which is quite nice. Let me just sleep for the night quickly because I want to try and show you another way of getting aspects. So if we go out into the world, so let me go up here. So if I put on my thermometer, whereas before you couldn't. So let me just hover over this bit here. So this kind of little thing floating on here is what's called a node. So we found what is called a aura node. This is a water one, and it contains 82 water. So we've just got 82 water aspects for our research, which is quite nice. So we need to go around scanning some things. So let's can I scan sugar canes? Not quite yet. I need to rather like guides of how to quickly and easily. Can I scan rotten flesh? Nope. Rubber wood? Nope. There's certain things you have to scan first to actually scan everything else. I'm just going to like have a quick zoom around, see if I can find any more aura nodes as well. I haven't seen any around, but it doesn't mean there aren't any around here, apart from that water one, obviously. Water ones are a bit easier to find as they show up quite nicely at night and stuff as well over the water, but I'm not entirely sure about other aura nodes. Just going to look around, see if I can see any. Ah, there's one. So I wonder what this is. This could be another water one for all I know. Nope, it's got some terra in it as well. So we got a load of terra there, which is quite cool. So we found another node. Quite big node so far, which is quite nice. Just having a look around. I spy with my little eye. No nodes whatso-bloody-lutely. So yeah, so they're nodes. So they have loads and loads of aspects. So they're really good to scan. They just have to try and find the damn thing, so they show up a lot like that. So you can just about see them without the thermometer, but this is, until you get goggles of revealing, this is the best way of finding them. So let's have a quick check of the Thaumanomicon. So we've got things like wand research that we can do. Alchemy is what we really want to get started on at some point, which basically allows us to distill down things into certain other things, so we can get started with like that as well. Artificing is another thing, so we probably want to get let's have a quick look at getting, so let's get some, yeah, my brain's totally gone here. So I'm going to need some paper. Do I have any paper? Yes I do. Excellent. Got loads of damn paper, which is awesome. We're also going to need the scribing tools, and what we're going to need to do is, what I'm going to try and research now is the goggles of revealing. So we get a research note, which we can put in here. Okay, so this is, so I can't actually do the goggles of revealing, because actually at the moment I haven't found all the aspects required. So that's interesting. So like I said, I think off camera I need to go around and scan everything in sight. Can we do anything else on this particular episode? Let me just have a quick look, see what I can, advanced node tapping, aura nodes. So I showed you some aura nodes. What else have we got? So we've got aspects. So these are all the basic ones. I need to then figure out, so I can't do research expertise at the moment. Is there anything else I can do in this episode? I'm trying to think now. I think I could do with making a cauldron. So yeah, what I need to do is so let's get started on a cauldron as well. So what I need to do is I can't actually make a cauldron, I don't think. No, I do need to make a cauldron, sorry. Where's iron? Iron. Because I need to turn that into something else, I think. So if we get a cauldron like so, what I need to do is place that down, grab my wand, right click on it. Oh, sorry, I need to make a crucible. That's what I need to make. I also need to make some nitor as well, because to power that is the best way to kind of get this bubbling is to just use nitor. So how do I make nitor again? So I'm going to need to get my scribing tools back out. Go into the Thaumanomicon. Let's do nitor. Let's swap that research note out for a nitor one, which I can. So you've run out of ink. Whoops, daisy. Put that in. So I can actually make nitor because this is. I have the lux and I have the ignis. What's the one I'm looking for? Aspects. So what makes ignis again, or is it a? Does anything combine together to make it? I can't remember. Let's have a look at my aspects. So air and ignis. Okay, that's fair enough. So I can combine these two together quite easily. So if I put down a lux there. Now what I can then simply do is just connect that up like so. There we go. And we've actually completed our first lot of research, which is nitor. So we can now, if we have a look at the Thaumonomicon, go back to alchemy, nitor, we can now make this. So what we need to do to make nitor is we need this crucible here. I also need to heat it up somehow. So do I have any netherrack? Netherrack? No, I don't. I thought I had netherrack. It must be in my building materials chest. Let's go grab that quick. Netherrack, there we go. Just need the one piece of you. I'll show you why in a second, because I want to. So I also need a bucket of water. I'm fairly sure I've got that. Bucket of water. Un bucket of water. So what I want to do is, oops, daisy. Yeah, I can bash that up. Then what I'm going to do is do that. To grab the crucible, put you down. That's not going to work out where that is. There we go. What I'm going to do is put it here, and then what I can then do is put the netherrack down for now. Put the crucible above it. Is that going to work? That's not really going to work. I'm just going to. I might have to dig down. Let's just bite the bullet and put it underneath it. So we'll get the netherrack. That goes down there. Then what we need to do is put the crucible down. So we need to light this. So I need my flint and tinder. Flint and tinder. There we go. Flint and steel, sorry. Light you up. Put down you. I don't think there's anything wooden around here to set fire to, apart from maybe this. So let me just... I've got my axe on me. Let me just dig you up quick. Don't think there's anything else I can really... Oops, a daisy. That destroyed my scribing table, which I didn't really want to do, but... it's not exactly difficult to remake. It's just a case of going boop like that. So let me take up you. I also need a bucket of water. There we go. Drop you in, and that should start bubbling up. In a second, you'll see this bubbling. So is it bubbling? I can't. There we go. So it's bubbling, which basically means it's ready to use. Now, what we need is, if we go into nitor, we need some glowstone, and then we need a source of potentia, lux, and ignis. And from what I remember, if we grab some coal, coal is a source of ignis or charcoal, either or. We'll grab some coal. Well, so what I'm going to do is chuck this on the floor quick. I'm going to scan it, like so. There we go, so that gets us potentia and ignis. And then we also need a torch, which is, if we hot scroll over it, is a source of the lux. So what we're going to need to make this nitor is 3 ignis, 3 lux, and 3 potentia. Now what was the coal again? That was 2 of each of them, and that was 1 of each of that. And then we need some glowstone. Glowstone, there we go. Here we go. So we're going to make some nitor. Now watch this. So if we put in... 1, 2, 3 coal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 torches, and then 1, 2, 3. That work? What's left in there? Let me have a quick look. Nothing is left in the crucible, I don't think. Okay, so we've actually managed to make 2 nitor. Oh yeah, of course, that would make sense considering that. I don't think there's anything. Is there anything left in there? Can I scan the crucible? No, I can't. Okay, so look what we've got. We've got some nitor, which we can now scan. Or not, apparently not. But what we can now do is if we go in here, knock up that netherrack, fly our way out of here, fill all this in. My brain's totally going here. Put that factory block down. Oops, a daisy. What we can actually do, instead of having to use netherrack, we can now actually heat up our crucible using the nitor, which is quite nice. So I'm just going to leave that underneath there. That's bubbling away nicely. Don't think we made any flux, which is good. So we've done some initial research, which is quite nice. I don't think there's really much else I can do until I've actually started doing some scanning of everything, because I need to go around and basically just scan the crap out of everything in my inventory. arcane stone is useful for making the what's what I'm looking for? My brain's totally going here. Brain's gone. What am I looking for? Yeah, I think where was I? Artificing. Yeah, this is for the infusion crafting. That's what I'm looking for. So I can't make goggles of revealing yet. Thalmic tinkering, apiomancy, Thalmic esoterica. I have no idea what this is. I definitely have no idea what AOBD is. But this is for like using like magic bees and stuff like that. Although I'm just going to be using Gendustry eventually, I think. Yeah, so we've made it at least a slight start on Thaumcraft, which is quite good. So I've managed to make myself my crucible, my research table. I've managed to make some initial nitor, and you can also use this as a light. It's pretty cool, just like knocks up, which is really cool. I might make a load more of this and use it to like light my base up maybe, which could be quite nice. So kind of, because you can put it on like ceilings and stuff as well, so you can use it to like light up your base, which is pretty awesome. So that I can just put it down like there. So and it knocks up really easily as well. It's kind of totally reusable. And I can go through it, which is kind of nice. So yeah, this is a really sweet way to like light up your base. It looks pretty cool too. So yeah, I might end up making some more of this at some point, but I will be continuing on with Thaumcraft at some point. Like I said, this was kind of a what the hell can I do real quick that doesn't require too much preparation, and getting started with Thaumcraft was kind of one of those things where it's like, well, it doesn't really require me to do too much for the initial stages, so I was like, let's just get started with Thaumcraft and then kind of think about something to do for the next episode when I've got a bit more time to plan. So I hope this wasn't too much of a faff. I know it's going to be a kind of a short episode as well, but there's not really much else I can do until I've started going through my list of aspects I need to research. But once I've kind of scanned everything with the thermometer, can I scan the research table? Nope, because it's like scanning things initially is a real pain because you have to try and find things which you haven't actually scanned. Like, can I scan quite clear glass? Nope. You have to kind of be quite methodical about what you scan. Say, for example, I might be able to scan a copper ingot. I don't know if I can or not. Nope, can't study that either. So you have to kind of do it in a certain order, and I can never remember what that is. So what I usually end up doing is just using like a cheat sheet and just scanning everything in a particular order. And then once you've done that, it's quite fun to just go through and start researching things. But so if I find the cheat sheet, I will put it in the description below. So you guys, if you're getting started with Thaumcraft, you can use the same thing. But yeah, that is going to be the end of the episode for now. As always, guys, don't forget to comment and like if you enjoyed the episode. Apart from that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.